Well, hello. Again, my name is Jim Hanley, one of the co-founders of NetBlazr. We were a Mass Challenge finalist, so we're headquartered over at the Fan Pier. And so, let me go backwards actually. So NetBlazr is going to radically change the way people access the internet in America today. And the problem we solve is that there really isn't affordable, high-speed broadband in America today. There's essentially a duopoly where you have a cable co and a telco that really pretty much control access into the home or the business for internet service today. We've completely fallen behind the rest of the world after inventing the internet. We're 20th in penetration, we're 15th in broadband experience, and that it talks about speed levels and latency and things of that sort. And we're really not even positioned that very well for the applications of tomorrow, the video on demand type services. And public policy is not going to solve this problem. So we looked long and hard at it, trying to find a way to try to move the needle on improving the infrastructure in America. And it's going to happen from a profit-motivated business enterprise going to go and build a business that's going to help make this change. So how do we radically change internet access in America? We start by leveraging the cheap middle-mile metropolitan fiber that's all across America today. All major cities have multiple providers, companies like Cogent, AboveNet, that provide that middle mile of internet service, and it's very competitive, and you can get internet quite cheaply from them. We are building a cloud-based software platform that manages essentially wireless access nodes that are scattered all across the U.S. And those nodes are actually bought by our customers who put them in a window. This is a wireless network that we're building. And essentially it lowers our CapEx to build out our network. And they allow them to transmit high-speed internet between window to window and make a network for us. This technology is based on 802.11n technology today. We're doing some kind of whizzy things with next-generation chips that are coming out, so we get all the benefits of when someone does a new chip design, they make millions of these things, and they pump them out in Taiwan or in China, and so the price points for these really high-speed chips are down in the dollars, and it allows the equipment to be consumer electronic price points. And we're developing some IP around that wireless access node, or that radio, if you would, that sits in the window that will benefit from these future chip designs. And as I said before, we're building a cooperative network. So NetBlazr is leveraging the millions of businesses and consumers who buy IT infrastructure all the time and operate it within their office. Everyone has Wi-Fi access points. The basic technology isn't all that different from that, and we're leveraging that capability of having customers acquire our infrastructure, if you would, install it, and then turn over management of the infrastructure to us. We ensure they get whatever they sign up for from a service, a quality of service, a class of service, and then we use their node to support the rest of our network. So it's a really innovative business model there. And we actually are applying classic freemium type pricing points and freemium type care models to our business. So we're really the kind of the anti-Verizon, if you would, in the way we're approaching becoming what some people would call an ISP. We kind of view it as kind of a cooperative ISP, because we really are managing a cooperative network. So what does this look like? These, the CPE, that's a telecom term for customer premise equipment. The device you buy and put in your window is going to be a couple $100. That will go down in price over time as well. We expect 90% of our users to be free, i.e. if you get classic DSL type speeds and beyond, it'll be free service. And if you want really high speed, dedicated circuits like T1s and business class type services, much higher speeds than you can get from a DSL line, then we'll charge pricing for that. And again, the pricing, very disruptive, right? We're entering the market about 1/10 of what Verizon charges for the exact same price plan. We have 3 co-founders. We've been at it for not quite a year now. We've got decades of experience doing startups in telecom and wireless and software. We've built some great companies, and we're having a lot of fun building this one. We are in the process of raising some money right now. It's a fairly capital efficient model because we've kind of pushed a lot of the expense into our community. And so we're looking to raise, $3 million for now, and that'll take us really for the next couple of years to do some market trials and things of that sort. Thank you for your time.
Sorry.
I can hear you fine.
So I said I have two questions. One is more security oriented, and the other one is just something else. So if I have my own wireless router, which is facing the window or something like that, how do you provide isolation between my own network and the services that you provide outside my network?
So we look just like Comcast or Verizon, right? You're going to plug us into typically a business, for instance. We have a firewall, right? It has multiple inputs. We're just one of those inputs. If you have a firewall at your house or in your business, we will plug into that firewall, and we just look like dirty internet, on the other side of the firewall. Our network has one of my co-founders, is a security expert from Motorola, so he basically has layered all kinds of encryption and things. We have both wireless link encryption as well as we put in a VPN that goes right from all of our equipment all the way through to cogent internet. So we have double layers of security on our end. But essentially, we are an Ethernet jack that plugs right into your device. We're really the backhaul, if you would. Don't think of us as a wireless network that's like a community Wi-Fi sort of a thing. We are essentially that big fat pipe that comes into your office or your home.
Okay. I have another question.
Sure.
Okay. So practically, what you're saying is that eventually you're going to have, a bunch of cells which are covering the metropolitan, right? The city.
Yes.
So how far is that from being able to provide a cellular plan for people using iPod or something like that?
Yeah, so there is a Trojan horse aspect of what we're doing that potentially could evolve into us. That little node that sits in the window. It's very easy for us to actually have one of those chips be a wide area kind of access point, kind of public Wi-Fi kind of arrangement. And it's an evolution of our business model. It's on our roadmap. We think it's pretty interesting. We think there'll be a lot of interest in other companies if we did that. The whole idea is to get the points of presence out there. We want the nodes. We want 1 million nodes across America, and then we can do some really cool things with what we've got.
Which markets do you think are going to be your biggest early customers? Urban or rural or?
Yeah, so we're metropolitan because really the presence of the cheap fiber is what drives our business, right? So metropolitan, top 50 cities, certainly top 20 cities, really low-hanging fruit for us. We're going to launch our business focused on the small, medium-sized company marketplace because they know how to manage IT equipment. They can make sure their nodes are plugged into a UPS device, and eventually we will morph into a consumer play. But we're going to focus pretty narrowly initially to prove our business model out and everything like that. And then once the technology that makes us a true plug-and-play solution gets here, we're still a couple of years away. That's part of the work that we're doing. We can do it today. We're doing it already today, but it's a ton of work, right? We couldn't scale the business today with what we have. Once that arrives, we step on the gas and roll this thing out, and we go to anything takers.
What do you look like before you have critical mass of users? Does that slow down the experience, or what happens?
No. I mean, right now we have a network in Boston, in the Back Bay. We're going to focus on Boston for the next couple of years. It'll be kind of our test bed. Everything will be trial. It'll be a classic beta. Forever. And then there's some technology that we're going to help develop that's not here yet, but we know what's coming from a chip development cycle perspective. And we're going to, we've applied for some patents around this radio that sits in the window. And when that arrives, which can't happen probably for another 24 months, maybe 30, when that arrives, then we have a plug-and-play solution. We can literally, people can buy the stuff on Amazon, or they can install it, and then we have that software platform that manages all this stuff has to be done by then. And then we have both those two things kind of fall into place. That's our 2-year head start, basically. We open a bunch of IP at that point in time. And then we take a fairly unscalable market in Boston that probably is breaking even from a business perspective, and take that and scale it nationwide and ramp up from thousands of customers to millions of customers.
All right, I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much, NetBlazr.